So it looks like we're good for Facebook. I'm going to hit go live,
Okay.
and we could start this up. And
Oh, I hit my
all right,
microphone. Do I sound okay?
you sound okay.
Okay, good.
And so yeah, I'll be able to see some comments coming through from Facebook and from stereo.
Oh, that's cool. I wonder if
So
I'll
we'll
be
see
able
how.
to access it through Facebook.
Yeah, you'd be
Ooh.
able to see it. You'll see it. It's there, but don't try to listen to it
Oh, yeah.
because
You're like,
there will be a lag.
okay. But if I want to see like questions or whatever, then I would be able to look at it there, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
sounds good.
Scott talk with Mr.
Gotcha.
Kingpin, and today we got Rocksteady Steph from Kung Fu
Hi, hi.
Soundsystem,
That's right.
located. And where are you based out of?
We're in San Antonio, Texas. And also in Dallas, Texas. Well, Ruben is in Dallas.
Yes. So we got. What does Kung Fu Soundsystem consist of?
It consists of Ruben, who started Kung Fu Soundsystem in 2011, and he resides in Dallas. And then it's my husband, Carlos, and I, who run out of San Antonio.
Very cool. Yes, a lifetime ago, I used to hang out with Ruben, and when he started those very first, those first ones, and
Yeah.
I think back then we called it the Saturday night something. We tried to do like a once a month thing. But
yeah, he does pretty good. You know, I mean, right now, not, you know, it's really hard without shows and such right now, but like we still, I mean, here in San Antonio, luckily there are a lot of outdoor places that we can still DJ at. So we do have regular gigs going on, which is good for us.
Yeah, that's good. So if you are checking us out on Facebook, feel free to leave a comment. But we are broadcasting from stereo.com, and if you download the app and find Mr. Kingpin there or Rocksteady Steph, you'll see that we're doing a live show, and you can do an audio comment that we can play. And we can hear your voice, so you can, mess with us.
People get shy. They don't want to leave the audio comment. The last time, well, when I was listening in to your last one, I was too shy to leave a comment.
Oh, yeah, because we were asking you, or I think it was only you listening, and we were like, "Come on in." Well, that's cool. So just to get started here, I guess let's start by, hey, do you mind for a second? I hear a lot of background noise.
On me?
On your end, yeah, like a TV's playing or something.
Yeah, it's Carlos. He's playing a video game. Let me try shooting. He's like, he's good.
All right.
Oh, you did? No, so it's okay. Yes. How's that?
That's good. It's perfect.
Good. Okay.
So we're going to start with the existential question. What is ska? What is ska?
Are you asking me?
I am. I want to know.
Okay. Dang. What is it? Ska is like the best music that I can dance to.
I thought you were going to say it was it's like the feeling you get when you eat mozzarella sticks. I thought that's what we were going.
You know, mozzarella sticks did cross my mind for a second, and I was like, no, I'm not going to say it because it's like too cheesy. I do like mozzarella sticks, but not with my ska.
Yeah, I like horns and organ and stuff with my ska.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So, yeah, I know this is going to be pretty niche for stereo because I noticed when I found out about this app that there was like nothing there really much about music. A lot of people are talking about sports or movies or other stuff. And I was like, man, we should start using this app to talk about ska. So
Yeah, I'm down for any of the subculture music, like that's our daily, fallback in our, we listen to music like 100% of our time, mostly, unless we're working. And if we are working, it's DJing and we get to play the music that we want to hear anyway. So it's kind of like a win-win for us.
yeah, that's right. You're listening to music for work as well.
Yeah. I mean, I get to go and play the music I want to hear. And in the end, like it's going out time as well. So it's kind of like who gets paid to play music and go out. I mean, that's like living the dream,
Yeah. That's what we try. That's what we're all trying to do here.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Well, cool. So that was a great show. Thanks for coming on, and
thanks for having me. I was like, you sent me all those notes. We have tons of stuff to talk about.
I know. I did show notes. Isn't that crazy? Well, I learned
you did your homework.
But yeah, just to set this up, my previous experience with doing this kind of stuff is producing the Supernova International Ska podcast that we're doing, Supernova Saturdays. So through the course of that, I learned a lot of background stuff about getting show notes, prep time and stuff for doing these kinds of things. So I got to use that knowledge now on this, and it's
and here you are passing it on to me.
There you go. So it's not a good idea to just start one of these things without a plan of what you're going to talk about. But
oh yeah, because that can go south pretty fast, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. So have you noticed on like social media and stuff? There's quite a few ska related shows and podcasts out there.
I've seen a few. I haven't once you started doing yours, that's kind of like where I like subscribed to it and followed you. But I don't know of a lot of them out there. I mean, I know like what you're referring to, like Ska Tune Network and like those types of things, like other entities.
I'm talking like
and like Supernova.
Like broadcasting, like vlogs or like audio. So where they, kind of like what you guys were doing, live streaming DJ sets.
Yeah, until Facebook was funky.
Yeah, Facebook doesn't want to pay out all that cashola, all those simoleons.
Heck no. No, they don't.
No, but there's some other shows out here like 23 Minutes of Ska. Windy City Soundsystem has a show. Let's see who else.
I'll have to check out some of those. I haven't really seen too many. I know that once the pandemic started, last year, we getting all of our shows, canceled. I think the last show that we played last year was at the end of February in Austin at the Flamingo Cantina with the Agrolites. So it's coming up on a year, and I'm like, I miss shows.
I think the last Texas show I might have gone to was that Hub City show in San Antonio.
In December?
Because that was December.
It was December. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were flying to Mexico for that. What was it? The Nonstop Ska thing, or I can't remember what the name of it was. Like a big festival in Mexico for like music.
Yeah, that sounds right. So Nonstop Ska Fest.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. They flew through San Antonio, and since, they're the homies, we're like, well, can you do a gig? And they're like, we'll do a gig. And we're like, yeah. So, you know,
Yeah.
we're going to definitely take them up on that offer because they're awesome.
So we got an audio comment here. So let's
Okay.
try this out.
Okay.
Oh my God, it's a conversation that's not about freestyling and hip hop. Amazing.
Okay.
I mean, it's
mean,
about ska, so that's good.
yeah, it's refreshing. But you know what? I just spent the last hour listening to one of these stereos while I was setting this up.
Uh-huh.
I was listening to one about 90s music, and it was pretty cool.
I mean, I'm a
But
fan
thank
of
you
the
for,
90s music too. Yeah.
yeah. Let's see. We got a love you guys from Tony Edmonds, who
Oh,
is
Tony.
here in Dallas, and he's a drummer for various ska entities and
He's
bands.
so great.
Yes. So, okay. So yes, this there's a few podcasts out here. So I'm just oh gosh, how can I forget? Car Sessions,
Oh,
the
yes,
Car Sessions
Cooley.
at Cooley Ranks. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and I
So
was actually
good.
helping him with that one, but my we were using Zoom for that, and my Zoom went away. So
Oh, no.
I need to, well, I need to pay for it because when you have more than two people, it limits you to 40 minutes, and we had problems last time I did one of his shows. So he's got another guy that's actually setting up to do a lot of podcasting and helping a bunch of people. I think it's JamaicanSounds.com. Um, Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's setting up to do like multiple shows for people if they want. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. It'll be good to get
Yeah.
a lot more of our like subculture music out there to the masses who wouldn't be, exposed to it otherwise.
Yeah. So let's see. I guess the kind of the latest things that have happened, maybe like in the last couple weeks. That's basically what I want to stick to. Just some
Okay.
stuff that I noticed like over Facebook. And let me tell you, Facebook over the pandemic, Facebook ska community is like super legit, like way more than Instagram. I barely even look at Instagram anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there's
I
a
mean,
lot
it's
more groups and people that seem to be a little bit more inclusive, which is good, I think.
yeah. And you're in some of these ska groups, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So which
I
ones do
mean,
you
unless
hang out in?
I mean, I really like the Rudy's All Around group. That group I feel is pretty inclusive to all types of ska listeners. I mean, you do get gatekeeping in some groups, but there I feel like it's not as bad, and I think that it's being a little more inclusive to the people who wouldn't otherwise have like access to it with all the gatekeeping going on in other groups. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
A little more. I mean, I've listened to ska since I was, 12 years old, and I'm 40 now. And it's like, the music, it grows with you, but there's going to be new generations and there's going to be new people, and you have to be inclusive to those people because you want the music to last and you want it to be exposed to other groups of people that it wouldn't normally be exposed to. You don't want to just like tell those people, oh no, sorry, you can't listen to it because it's just not ideal for you. Like, you don't, like, who are we to say?
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather share the music with somebody and, oh, hey, they found it. A lot of times with our sets, Carlos and I get a lot, and Ruben too, we've talked about it, and it's like people are like, man, I heard your set, or we watched you on Mixcloud and your set was so good. Like, I've learned, 2, 3 new bands that I maybe never heard of, and now I'm gonna go buy a record, and it's like that's cool, man. Like everybody's here to help everybody else out. We don't want to be exclude, like we don't want to exclude anybody from that.
Exactly. And that includes all facets of ska music, because
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I'm a fan of I've got bands that I love that are third wave and two-tone ska, obviously, and traditional ska. So, I mean, there's some bands I don't like, but that's not because they're third wave ska bands. It's just I don't like them.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
how I feel too. Some people are like, obsessed with keeping it old school, and it's like, yeah, those old school sounds are where everything came from, but it's also inspiring people to create new music that has, those old school feel, but it's something new. You can only hear those old school songs, and most of those bands, or some of the bands are not making music anymore. How long can you hear the same music over and over and over before you're like, I want something new, I'm always looking for
Yeah.
something new.
Even if new means something in an older style, but new, because
Yeah.
people are always
New
putting
because
their
it's a new
spin.
band. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's great. Like there's some new bands that have come out in the last few years that are like killing it,
Yeah. I mean, really, gosh, I feel like ska has really blown up. I mean, especially, it just feels like in the last like 4 or 5 years, you just see so many bands from all over the world. And that was a really neat thing when we did the Supernova quarantine edition of the festival back in June. We were submitted videos from around the world, and
That's awesome.
some
mean,
bands that now I really love, I found out about because of that.
yeah, that's the great thing about music in general is just being able to share that feeling, that emotion with somebody else, and them getting it through that music is like what it's all about, And that's
Yep.
why I love to DJ, because it's like I have records that I'm like, man, I kind of spent a little bit of money on that record, and some of our, some people are like, well, why would you play that expensive record out? Why are you taking it out? And I'm like, because what's it going to do? Sitting on my shelf at home, I want to share the music with the people. Like that's the whole point of having it, not for it to sit on my shelf at home, hanging out with my dogs while I'm at a gig,
That sounds like me and action figures. I can't.
You're taking them
I'll
out?
buy action. I like buy them and think that I'm going to like put them on the shelf and they'll get a lot of money one day, and I'm like, nah, I got to open it and pose it in awesome poses. But anyway, I digress.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. To each their own.
That's right. So we got one more comment here that we're going to try out here.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah, man. Like every music channel here is pretty much dedicated to freestyle or hip hop or some variant of that.
Okay.
Oh man.
So that's cool.
So you found an opportunity, John, for sure. And with
Yeah.
all the ska and reggae people, I mean, it would be your show is going to do well.
I mean, tens of people.
Tens of people.
Tens of people are going to be listening.
You will. I mean,
hey, you know what? It's a start, and it's for fun.
If you reach one person through this, then I would say it's a success.
Yeah, exactly. And I get to
Don't be
hang
too
out with
hard
you.
on yourself.
I get to hang out with you.
I mean, that's even
It's a
better
bonus.
for you. I know we don't get to talk, as much as I would like. We're dealing with all kinds of life things right now, and Texas is just
oh gosh, lots
but
of ice.
I mean, today we finally got the sun came out, which is like a first in the past 5 days, so that's good. We don't have
Yeah.
any snow on the ground anymore, but we're expected another freeze tonight, so we'll see what happens with that.
Just one more. It'll be 70 degrees by Wednesday. It's fine.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah,
just
it's
how it
just,
goes here.
usual Texas winter.
Yeah. I saw a funny meme. It said that the armadillo saw his shadow, so there's going to be 52 more weeks of unpredictable weather.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah, I'm sure. Texas is like one of those places, like we can have different weather every day of the week. Like it can be spring one day, it's summer the next, and then it's winter at the end of the week. Like you never know what we're gonna get.
Yeah. So, okay, here's some of the cool things that I found that I wanted to bring up. We got first one is Supernova International Ska Fest is on for this year, tentatively, right?
Okay.
So they have it for September 17th through the 19th.
I think it was a good move for them to move it from June, to be honest, like especially right now.
Oh yeah, there's no way it was going to happen in June.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
but I'm excited for September. September, is, they're like, they don't get too bad of weather in Virginia, right? During September?
I don't think so. I don't
think
know.
It should be pretty nice.
I think
Hopefully.
from what I've seen before in the fall, it looks pretty awesome over there. And it's, I guess we'll find out. And
that it'll be fun. I can't wait to book a hotel with everybody else, though. That's like what I'm really excited about. Oh, and the music.
Oh yeah. By the way, there's a ska festival.
Right.
Yeah, there's I tell you, I went to the one in 2018. Yeah, we played at the one at 2018, and yeah, the whole hotel scene is on point after the fest.
Sorry, I lost you for a second. Ruben was trying to call me.
Oh. Okay, I see that.
Can you call Ruben back, Carlos? Sorry. Let me put my headphone back. I feel like... Hang on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I had you on my headphone, but for some reason you're not on my headphone anymore.
Huh. Yeah, see, that's what happened to me in the beginning.
Weird. Let me just...
Very strange.
Try to reconnect my Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Okay, how about now? Can you still hear me?
I can hear you. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So, I was saying the hotel shenanigans were pretty fun at Supernova the year I went.
Yeah. We weren't able to go, was it 2 years ago? Maybe 3 now. It was happening during the same time the Slackers were playing in Austin at the Flamingo Cantina, so we had to play that show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I think 2017?
Yeah, maybe. So maybe that was the year I was there.
I'm pretty sure because we didn't see you in Austin that year.
Mm-mm.
And we played all 3 days, I think.
The lineup for this year is pretty huge, and it's like all over, like all the ska is represented at this thing. So I'm going to run down this list real quick. So we've got the Scotalites, we've got the Slackers, Buck 09 was added because the Planet Smashers from Canada can't make it anymore due to all the complications with this. Yeah. Pie Tasters, Mustard Plug, the Toasters, Bim Scala Bim, the Skunks. Ooh, that's awesome. I don't know.
So many good names.
Chris Murray, Droogs Don't Run, which is, that's a unholy alliance of Hub City and Skoidets. And
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah. You got Meth.
They announced that. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I know. That's for most of us, it's going to be like the first time getting to hear Skoydats played live.
Oh, I've
Kind of.
heard them live before. They came to San Antonio like in the 90s.
Oh, see, I missed the boat on all that.
It's okay. It happens.
I missed the boat back in the
Man,
day.
they played, that show was like so good too. I still have my patch from that show.
Oh man, I look at
Okay.
old pictures of them and I sigh. I'm like, man, if I could have only seen that band. But hey,
So good.
we're
Well,
getting
shoot. This is going to be the closest you're going to get with Droogs Don't Run. And I'm pretty sure Justin's going to play Skoidat's songs. He has to, right?
yeah. That's what they're doing. That's their thing. It's gonna be
Then
awesome. So that's the closest I'm gonna get to it. It's awesome. All right. So we got Adam Flymo Birch and the versions, Eastern Standard Time, Adhesivo from El Salvador,
that's
Dana Barrow and the
exciting.
Traders. Yeah, see, I checked those guys out because of the Ska Fest. They sent a video, and yeah, they're tight. They're like
Yeah,
punk
I saw them.
ska.
I think it was on the Supernova that I saw that they did play a part on there, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah, they
Yeah,
did. They did a song.
and that's where I first saw them. And after that, I started following them on social media, and their stuff is just so great.
Yeah, really good. Um, let's see, where are we? Jay Navarro and the Traders, the big takeover, the Scapones. I really hope that works out. I hope the Scapones.
Keep our fingers crossed on that one.
Yeah, gosh. Mata Mosca, Sammy K and the Fast Four, Scotch Bonnets, Stop the Presses, Loving Poppers, Cat Bite,
All these
13
ladies
Towers.
of ska, man. I'm so excited about that.
Definitely. Bowcat, another one.
Yep.
Some ska band. And I know for certain that Half Past Two is coming because
What?
they added a Friday show.
That's right,
this.
because
So
of
now
COVID.
Yes. So I don't think the lineup is there yet for this because I don't see, but the Pilfers are playing Half Past Two.
Yeah.
Mr. Kingpin is playing.
Yeah.
So finally, I will get to play this stuff live. I can't wait.
That's so exciting, man.
But yeah, man, it's going to be awesome. And then there's a ton of DJs that are going to be there all weekend, and it's going to be good. And, you know, it sucks about this. Was it Riot Fest? Is the same weekend, but so
Madness
far
canceled Riot Fest, so what would any ska lovers decide to go to? Like,
exactly.
that would have been the only reason why I would have gone to Riot Fest would be for Madness. Other than that,
Yeah.
I've seen all the other bands, you know.
That's exactly what I thought when I saw the lineup. I was like, well, I mean, that looks like your basic punk festival lineup that you can catch most years, right?
If you're putting like their lineup versus Supernova's lineup and all the bands that you're going to see on Supernova, for me, just my opinion, I feel like I would have more fun at Supernova. Plus, all of our friends are going to be there. Like, makes it more fun, you know?
You haven't been yet, right? You haven't been to one?
Not yet. I was going to go the year it rained, but then we had other things that we had to do.
Let me tell you, and a lot of people echo the sentiment that it feels like going to like a class reunion where all your friends that you've seen from different years gone by or whatever just are all happen to be there.
That's so exciting.
That's exactly the feeling that you get when you're at Supernova. So that very much looking forward to Supernova. Okay. Another interesting thing that I saw recently here is Aaron Cardenas is writing a book, or wrote a book, called In Defense of Ska, and it's releasing May 4th. Have you ever checked out books on ska?
You know, we have, I mean, I have like the ones you would think like The Spirit of 69, and then like, I mean, you know, the old school books. And then I have like that Rocksteady book from Japan. Although everything is in Japanese, you can still look at the pictures of the records. So that's cool. You know, we have, I'm into a lot of stuff that's like record or music related. And then like, you know, the old school ska stuff. But I haven't really seen any new things lately. So that's exciting. That's something to check out.
Yeah. I think what you would really like is if you check out Heather Augustin. Yeah, Augustin, right? Heather. Heather Augustin has written a few really good books about ska, and I bought one at Supernova, as a matter of fact. I was trying to find a. Oh, here we go. And you can find her at skabook.com. But
Okay.
she has women in Jamaican music, Operation Jump Up, Alpha Boys School. She did a book about them. Don Drummond, she did a book, and Ska and Oral History, which is the book I have.
Uh-huh.
And let's see, what was this one? Ska, the Rhythm of Liberation. So she's like a very accomplished writer and all things ska. But those are very good reads.
I'll have to check
The
them
one I
out.
have is this. Yeah. So yeah, I saw a post from him on this. I was like, oh man, this looks interesting. And he's at Clash Books. I guess that's where he's that's where he's going to sell it. And there's a pre-sale in May. And let's see.
You said May 4th, right?
Yeah, May. Yep.
And
Pre-order.
was there a synopsis or anything about the book, or did it say what it was going to be about?
So here's the synopsis. Why doesn't ska get its due as a rich, diverse genre the way punk, metal, hip-hop, and electronic music does? Or more to the point, why are ska fans so embarrassed of this music they love? The era of ska shame is officially over. In Defense of Ska is the much-needed response to years of ska mockery. No longer do ska fans need to hide in the basement, skanking alone in their sharp suits, slim ties, and pork pie hats. Now is the time to take to the streets and fight music snobbery, or at least crank up the ska without being teased ruthlessly. So it's a mix of interviews, essays, personal stories, historical snapshots, obscure anecdotes, and think pieces. So that's pretty cool.
It sounds good. Sounds like it would give you a lot of information. History.
I think so.
Which is good.
This kind of reminds me of that movie that came out last year. That's the ska movie. Did you
I haven't seen
happen
the
to
ska
check?
movie yet.
Really? We went to we actually had a showing in Dallas at
Did you?
Alamo Draft House had one, and it was pretty cool. It was definitely, I remember like a lot of that. It was well done.
That's good.
And it was pretty well represented in terms of bands and stuff. It was missing a lot of Midwest stuff, but who knows? It could have been for availability or things like that. I'm not sure.
Sounds good. I'll have to check it out. I'm looking right now at the skabook.com, and her books do look really good. I'm gonna have to check those out.
Another cool book that let me see, is this book out? It's Ska Boom, an American ska and reggae oral history. So Mark Wasserman, who is from Rude Boy George
Huh?
and Heavensby, wrote a book that chronicles the American ska and reggae, and from the very beginning. And what's cool is that he's doing a podcast where he's breaking down basically, the different. I guess he's making episodes based on the different chapters or things that he's writing about that are in the book. So
Oh, that sounds good.
I just subscribed to it so that I can start going through and listening to all the episodes, because he's already
A
like,
link for that.
I will. And actually, I can let me at least for the people in Facebook, I can copy this link address and drop it in the comments. But that's the I dropped a link in Facebook to the podcast. Dead air. Just kidding.
I was like, I can't hear you. Sorry. My phone is
I know,
like,
we just. Oh. Uh-oh. Am I losing you?
no, I can still hear you. It's just I can't. Can you?
I can hear you. You started coming in and out a little bit, though. It's not Uh-oh. Well, we lost Rocksteady Steph. I'm sure she's going to come back, so I'm going to soldier on here until we get her back. So, anyway, these are some cool reads if you're into reading about ska and reggae.
Sorry.
Yeah, I can hear
I'm
you.
back. I think I accidentally hit mute for some reason, trying to navigate my phone.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's some reading that can be done. All right. Another cool thing. Have you heard of Skabox?
Yeah, I have.
It's a monthly subscription service where you get like cool ska related items in a box every month. So they kind of surprise you with stuff.
That's kind of cool if you're looking for like a bunch of different kinds of, bands or just checkered related things, which most of us who do listen to ska do have a thing for checkers. I have no idea.
I do too. I've got plenty of that. I actually contributed to that 1 year, or 1 year. They've been around for 1 year. So Skabox, I'm burying the lead here. Skabox has turned a year old on February 15th. So they've made it 1 year of sending monthly cool ska things to people. And
Cool.
1 month I sent CDs, Root King CDs, for them. And so some Root King music made it in the Skabox.
That's cool because then you get like exposed to maybe somebody who's like interested in ska but doesn't know about, Mr. Kingpin. Then they'll get a nice CD one time or like a,
Exactly.
That's kind of cool. It reminds me of, like in the 90s when we would have to like order a zine from like California and just to see the bands that were coming out. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
Like these kids have it easy now.
Everything's on the
interwebs.
Yeah, everything's available. The whole world's in their hands. Like I used to scour the Observer or the newspaper, like the Sunday paper, all the ads for the clubs, and I'd go scouring for any ska bands that would show up.
Oh yeah, luckily here in San Antonio, we have an amazing scene, so we do get those shows or did get, some good shows. Otherwise, we have to travel to Austin, which is, not that far, but still.
Yeah, I mean, that's the same as here to Fort Worth, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just
So,
about. It's about like 45 minutes to an hour, right?
yeah. And so 9 times out of 10, the show's in Dallas and the Fort Worth people have to come to Dallas. But I've seen recently some shows that have gotten booked in Fort Worth. So,
That's
okay.
good.
So Skybox. Boom. There you go. Revamped two-tone scooter enamel pins, patches, and stickers are on sale. Have you seen these?
Miss Upsetter Designs.
That's right.
I already got mine.
I got mine too. I'm looking at my enamel pin right now. It's so cool.
Man,
And
Joanna did such a great job with those. That patch is like perfect. So perfect.
Yeah, it's. I like kick myself too because I didn't order the patch and the stickers.
You better get on that.
I just got the enamel pins. So
I ordered a pin. Things. I got a sticker, and then I got 2 patches, one for me and one for Carlos, so he can put it on his parka, his scootering parka.
Yes, that's awesome. So I'm gonna hit some of these people up here. Miss Upsetter. Well, I can't find it. Never mind. I'll do that later. So
some of her other stuff is really good too. Like I know she does a lot of those like Fempire stuff and like Star Wars related things. So like for those of us who are like Star Wars nerds, you'll definitely want to check it out.
I know. I actually saw some pictures that she did where she made a enamel pin for a character that was in the Han Solo movie. And she actually met the actress at the convention and I guess went to the autograph signing or whatever. And she actually got to give her the pin and take pictures with her. And I know the actress was like super excited to get it.
That's awesome. I still get I fangirl out when I see some of these bands that we've been able to like DJ with, and I'm like, I can't help it. I feel like even though it's cool and we've done several shows, with them, I'm still like, oh my God, I can't believe this is my life.
No, I feel the same way. Like I'm able to turn it off and just be a fan and just enjoy shows. And yeah, I still fanboy on bands that I'm friends with.
Like I swear, like every Thursday I'm like counting down, till Chris Murray comes on because that's like my lifeline to like ska shows for now, right?
Yep, and he knocks it out of the park every Thursday.
He sure does, man. I mean, he's got a lot of albums and he's got a lot of music, but to be able to play, consistently every week like that, for a year now and just still sharing his love for ska music, that's so inspiring,
Yep.
Such a good person.
And, I mean, gosh, I really hope people are taking care of him every week too, because, I mean, it's for a professional musician and that's their career. Like this pandemic is just
I know they're used to touring, and not being home, and now they're stuck at home. Like what can you do? Like you got to let that energy out somehow.
Yeah, there's been a few bands that have just they have just like popped out on top during all this. Chris Murray, he's got a weekly live show. You got the Slackers, who have been putting out live concerts almost like every couple months at least.
Yeah.
But at least one of them goes live every week. I mean, almost from the beginning of the pandemic, they jumped on it.
Yeah, they did.
I mean,
I
they
mean, all
really
their
pivoted.
tours got canceled, so they have to do something, you know. Even if it's like, I think they did one with Glenn Pine where he was cooking, and that was great because he's like cooking and showing you his recipes, and then he's also singing on the side, like, and you get to hear all those stories, and then you jump over to Agent J doing those like breakdowns of their music, and showing you the dub version, and doing all those things. It's like these stories, we wouldn't have gotten to hear, the making of, or these influences unless, COVID happened and they got stuck at home, like these
Yep.
things wouldn't be. There's so many really cool things that have come out of it, I think, even though it's kind of like shitty for everybody,
Yeah, definitely. But that's how you make lemonade out of lemons, right?
True.
That's what you gotta do.
Yeah.
I know. Let's see. 2:30. They've done a lot of videos and content. Stop the Presses has done a lot of good content. Bite Me Bambi. They've put out a lot of videos. Yeah.
Also,
And-
like the guys from the Agrolites, Chris Brennan was doing some videos too, that are real good. Like he even posted on YouTube, I think it was some like Depeche Mode that he did quarantine style. Like he's playing every single instrument, mixing the whole thing and singing. Like that's crazy. The like what it takes to do that like talent right there is just endless,
Yeah, definitely. Roger Rivas, he's doing the reggae pod clash.
Yeah, with Devin
every week. Yep. So
those are good too, man. They've got, I mean, the one with Ken Booth, I was just like, what the hell is going on? Like he is like Ken Booth and Alton Ellis are like my all-time like favorites. Like, and for them to have him on there and hear about the music and his influences and stuff, it's just really cool to see. And I think that Roger and Devin, they really thrive at that. Like it's because they're so into it and they love the music, and they play the music, so it's really fun to see them bloom when they're at something that's so close to heart to them.
Yeah, and they dissect it, let me tell you.
Heck yeah, they do. It's so great because you got to be into it and you got to love it in order to get in there and talk about it, like otherwise it's just superficial and you're like, it's so cool to see them thrive in that environment. It's very neat.
The first thing I thought of when you said that was that it's the same for band members too. You gotta love ska music to play ska music, or else you're gonna get bored of it. Yeah.
Even for me, like same thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've done other bands, I've done other types of music here and there, but I'm perfectly fine just doing downstrokes on an offbeat on rhythm guitar. Yeah.
And I'm
all right.
perfectly fine with going to that show too.
There you go. And that's why we're friends.
That's right. Something for everyone.
Yep. All right. The last thing I had was releases.
Ooh, yes.
Releases. So there's two record labels that are popping out at me right now that I see a lot of stuff happening. The first one being Happy People Records.
Oh yeah.
How many of these do you own, of these 7 inches?
I own 2, and I ordered 2 copies of the Bandulu's Level Woman because, as you know, I'm obsessed with the Bandulus.
I think we all are. We all
Yeah,
should
there's
be.
just something about them. They're just great, man. They're putting out badass music, and I have a thing for like duets, usually like multiple singers. I don't care. It's just something. It does something to the band, like it gives them a sound that I think is untapped, or maybe it's more so tapped now, but like a lot of the bands are either just like one singer, but the Bandulus, man, they got four singers, and then it's like so good, like all the different stuff they're releasing. And I did see, was it yesterday, that they're doing Happy People is doing a release of Dear Lord, the Ryan Scroggins song that the Bandulus did on
Yep.
Happy People. So I'm excited
And
about that too.
I think there was another announcement today. I didn't catch what it was yet, but they have also, of course, the guy who runs Happy People, he's also in PAMA International. So they've got some releases on here. They've got some compilations, We Are Happy People, which I think is taken from singles that they've done maybe last year. It was supposed to come out January 2021. Last year they came out with oh my gosh, I can't I'm so bad at remembering names when right in the moment that I need a name.
That happens to me too.
Oh, the Loving Poppers. Have you heard?
Oh yeah.
Please tell me you love the Loving Poppers.
They're so good. Yes, I do.
I think that's my favorite band from 2020.
They're, they just have a sound that's so different than any other, ska, reggae related music I've heard. But it fits. It's like, it works.
Yeah, it does. I got a chance to,
unique.
Yeah. So twice we got to interview them. Once with Supernova Saturdays and once with Cooley Ranks Car Sessions. And cool group of people. And yeah, it's just, that's like lightning in a bottle right there, that band.
They're so good.
But
I know that I did hear that Roger Rivas release on the Happy People. That's the next one I'm going to order.
Yeah, Heavier Rock.
Mm-hmm, right? That one's that. I'm telling you, Roger Rivas and that organ is just fire. It's just fire upon fire, and anything he touches with that, you can just feel the love he has for the music, man. It comes out,
Well, wait until you hear what he did for Mr. Kingpin.
Oh, shit. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Yes. So the first single is a song called Think Again, and it's coming out soon. I'm about ready to announce all that stuff. But it features Roger Rivas on organs. And
that's exciting, man.
Really, really exciting. So I can't
You can
wait
die a happy man now, right?
Yeah. I've also got Dave Hilliard on a tune.
Oh, Dave. Dave is that's like just classic ska goodness there. Like that saxophone band. How do you just...
Those are my favorite.
The Slackers are just like probably my all-time favorite. It's so weird growing up listening to their music. I still have original pressings from like the 90s that like when they came out, and I was a teenager going to the record store here buying these records, and like now I have them like signed from them, and it's just so, it's like they don't change, like the music is good, like whether it's new music, old music for them, it's good. All of it is good.
And you saw that they book shows at Flamingo Cantina in the late fall, right? Early winter.
Yes. Yeah, we're
So,
trying to work
gosh,
on something. We'll see. Hopefully, we'll get to play them this year.
well, that
But
would
I'm
be
excited.
amazing. I'm definitely gonna try to go.
I mean, we're there
Um,
anyway, but it's more fun when you get to actually go and play and watch them play.
oh
I don't know.
yeah,
I mean,
no, definitely. That's like the only way to do it.
so much fun. So
um,
much fun.
yep. So before we wrap up, also Jump Up Records. They right now just re-released some Moon Ska classics from the 90s.
Oh, did
So they
they?
have albums from this is vinyl for the Toasters, the Scholars. Remember Isaac Green and the Scholars
Mm-hmm.
back in high school? Back
Yep.
in
Ah,
Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna
that
do that.
soulful
My
voice,
falsetto.
man. You cannot go wrong with a soulful voice and some ska tunes. Like, you cannot go
Nope,
wrong with that.
it's the best.
It is.
They let's see, Void Union, Green Moon Rockers. So they got some repressings going on in some new colors, and obviously Bad Time Records is pumping out a lot of ska punk right now.
Uh-huh.
Um, I'm not as familiar with all the releases, but I know that Ska Tune Network, Jeremy,
Mm-hmm.
uh, they're releasing an album from their solo record, Jer,
Oh, that sounds good too.
J-E-R.
I'm excited for all of the new projects people are going to be doing because that just is going to open up more roads, for everybody else following. And I'm excited to see the talent going into these new adventures. It just gives me
Yep.
a reason to buy more records. I mean, I say, hey, I'm going to end up playing it out, so it's okay if I buy it, right?
Yeah, you're buying it and using it. Hey, we got another
Hmm.
comment on stereo. I'm gonna
There you
play.
go.
Ready? Here we go.
Okay.
Burnt just released a new album too, and it's really good.
So that is. Thank you for that comment. Um, I'll have to check that band out.
Yeah, I haven't heard of them.
That would be cool, though. Thanks for turning
I
us
do
on
like
to
new
another
music,
band.
so we'll have to check it out.
Yeah. All right. You know what? I think this is a good place to wrap things up for today.
Okay, sounds good.
So,
On a side note, before we wrap up, if people didn't get a
yes,
chance to see that Slackers live stream, you saw it, didn't you?
I did. I was in there.
Chuck Wren's set was fire.
It was, and I didn't catch. I missed the ones in between the other sets, but I caught the first set.
He played
And
when he put on, there was a 45 and it was like organ. I don't know who did this 45, but it was like an organ version of Prince's Kiss. Oh my God.
oh yeah,
That was cool. I was like, what the hell? He has so much stuff that I don't even know where to start. Like some of the records that he has, I know when Boss Riot had that show in Dallas,
uh-huh.
and Carlos and I came out to play with Ruben that night, like Chuck was just like slinging records over on the side. And I mean, I bought a whole stack from him, and then Carlos went over there and was talking to him, and then he comes back with another stack, and I was like, did you get the other one? And he's like, no, we'll go back. I was like,
I know.
Okay. So good,
and I
man.
thought it was so funny. He was playing on his little like toy record players.
That was really cool, and they were the audio output was through that boom box.
Yep.
And then they're pressing the Free Coasters records at the same time. Like, how cool is that?
Wow. Yeah, that was really cool. I'm glad he does that. I'm glad he champions vinyl that way, and he was doing that before vinyl was really coming back. He was doing that. I mean, he never stopped.
Yeah, that's just his You live the life of vinyl through Chuck Wren, right? Like, I'll live vicariously through him. I can only
I'll
imagine what
never,
his home collection looks like. Like, oh my
for
gosh.
real. I'll never be able to own all those albums.
Mm.
Um,
Some of them, man, are
so
so like, I wish.
yeah. Let me check one other thing here. All right, cool. So, thank you for being my very first guest,
Your guinea pig.
my guinea pig,
That's okay.
and
I'm glad to do it.
hopefully a couple people catch it um, on the replay. We'll see how it goes. But let's see. So we have Stephanie Rocksteady Steph Lundquin, and you can find her on Facebook at Kung Fu Soundsystem or
Okay.
rocksteady.steph, and Instagram rocksteady_Steph or Kung Fu Soundsystem.
Sound system. Yeah. Out
That's
of
right.
Dallas
And
and
I
San
missed.
Antonio.
That's right. Hey, let's plug that. Isn't Ruben doing a night? Is it tonight or was it tomorrow?
It's tomorrow, actually. Let me see if I can find the flyer real quick. I know they're playing it at, is it the Anvil Room? Let me
Yeah,
see.
Anvil. Mm-hmm.
Anvil Pub, I think. Oh, here it is. Okay. Anvil Pub, Deep Ellum. And it says it's
So
going
we
to
got Ron
be
Riot.
Ron Riot with Sound Clash, DJ Rudy Rubin with Kung Fu Sound System, and that'll be February 20th at 9 p.m.
Boom. Social distance reggae. Do it.
Mm-hmm.
Sun's out. Snow's melting. It's going to be amazing.
Yep, get your butts out there.
And it's
I would
free.
go if I didn't have a show on Sunday.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think I'll be able to.
Oh,
But
I should
I'll,
tell him to do some live, like go live on there for a little bit and see if he can
he should.
do a set
Oh,
from there.
yeah. It's just I'm paranoid of the COVIDs. So
Oh, heck yeah. No, I hear you. Luckily for us, we mask up when we go out and we're behind the DJ decks so no one can get to us. So
yeah. Well, that's good. That's
there's
really
that.
good.
I was a germaphobe before COVID, so,
Mm-hmm.
baby steps.
All right. So this has been Ska Talk with Mr. Kingpin. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram and everywhere else at mrkingpin.ska. Or no, Mr. Kingpin Ska, no dot. way to mess it up right there.
That may take them to somewhere else. We don't know.
Yeah. I better go buy that URL real quick. All right.
Just in case.
Well, very nice talking to you. We should talk again soon, very soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'll be tuning in to your next show.
All right, sounds good. And talk to you later.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.
Realize that you here and it just hits you like that, like fuck.